Hi YouTube, welcome back to my channel and on to the lucky ones. Another video within 48 hours after having no time at all to film over the last couple of weeks. I've got a little bit of time this weekend, so I've been catching up with all the products I wanted to talk about and recording a few videos to put up in the next couple of weeks when it gets busy again. So today I'm talking about my favourites for March, and I have quite a few as usual. Let's start with the skincare. I wanted to mention this little boy, the Peter Thomas Roth Anti-Aging Cleansing Gel. This, believe it or not, was a sample size, quite a generous sample I got in one of those, either Space NK or Cult Beauty, I can't recall which, big gifts with purchase. And I have spoken, I think, about this product at least once before. I really, really like it, and I definitely will buy the full size. Although I have to say, this generous sample size has lasted for ages. I take this with me whenever I'm travelling, and I've been away more than I've been at home, certainly the last fortnight or so. And so I've been using it a lot, which has given me a better idea how it works on my skin, because the disadvantage of having specific sample sizes in my travel bag, which I use when I travel, is that you kind of chop and change between skincare routines on the road and at home, which doesn't always give a kind of fair trial, particularly to the travel products. But as I say, I've had a good go with this. I'm really, really impressed. It's very pleasant to use. You need the tiniest bit to get a decent, I'm going to say lather, although it's not particularly foamy, it's kind of more creamy. Pleasant, mild citrus smell, which I like. It definitely does the job. I mean, you can use it for a single cleanse, and I found it doesn't irritate my eyes, although you're not supposed to use it in that region. And it really, really gets off the makeup. If I use it as a first cleanse, I found that when I then go in with a cleansing oil or Bioderm or whatever, there's literally nothing coming on the cotton, which is really, really unusual. Better yet, for a rinse-off product, which I generally find, unless they're very oily, slightly dries my skin. This definitely doesn't feel like that. And yet it feels like it's had a mild exfoliating effect. It leaves the skin feeling really soft and clean. So yeah, I can't say enough good things about it, amazingly enough. I'm also enjoying still my Sunday Riley ridiculously expensive Bionic Anti-Aging Cream. Not going to say a lot about that because I've talked about it elsewhere, and I am going to talk in a separate video about the Sunday Riley products that I bought, because whilst I love this one, my love doesn't go right across the board by any means, but I really, really like the texture of this, how it feels on the skin, and my skin definitely likes it. I'm going through it all too quickly. Also been enjoying this little kind of extra. This was with the recent Cult Beauty goodie bag with purchase. And this is, now I'm going to murder this pronunciation, Omoritska, the Hungarian kind of heritage range. This is one of their kind of cult products, allegedly, the Queen of Hungary Mist. Beautifully packaged with a kind of frosted glass bottle and a really good spray. It really is a good spray, so that when you kind of mist this on your face, you get not a sudden kind of blast of splash of cold, but a really fine mist. This has kind of a write-up that suggests, you know, film stars, royal family, you name it, use this. I don't know about this. And that it was kind of made from a recipe that's centuries old and preserved the skin of some previous Queen of Hungary. It's very pleasant to use. It's got a very pretty fragrance, kind of orange, blossomy, faint and rolly, that smells faintly when you spray it on, but doesn't remain on the skin. It's got a pleasant texture. It definitely doesn't feel just like water. It feels like there is some emollient in there. But does it really do very much? I'm not sure that it does, and it's quite an expensive product. So whilst I'm really enjoying having this as a gift for freshening up in the handbag, I don't think I'd be purchasing it. Still loving, in fact, loving more and more the complexion enhancing primer from Tom Ford. You may recall I was kind of iffy about this when I bought it, and I kind of tried and compared with the other end of the spectrum, NYX pore filler. Now, the more I've used this, the more I like it, which is bad news because it's expensive. I still tend to use it round the chin area and the T-zone rather than as an all-over primer. And I don't think it's a great illuminator or complexion enhancing in the sense of colour or tone. But I do think it is a great hider of enlarged pores. And I do think it helps the makeup certainly go on easier in those difficult areas and possibly stay. And the more I use it, possibly, I don't know whether the weather's affecting, we're going into slightly warmer weather, I'm feeling the benefits of it or seeing the benefits of it far more. So yeah, regretful in the sense it's ridiculously expensive. I am liking it more and more. Other end of the scale of expense, I've only had these since the week before Easter, but two really fun nail polishes from Rimmel. I hardly ever buy anything other than Chanel, as you know, or sometimes the other premium nail varnishes. And there's no particular reason for that. I don't think the formulas are really all that different. What helps your nail polish stay, in my view, is making sure that your nail bed is really, really clean before you apply your base coat, your colour and your top coat. And often a professional manicurist does that better than I can do it at home. But then I think what you actually put on as the colour really doesn't make that much difference. But I love the design and the colours of Chanel. But I just thought these were fun. I happened to be in Superdrug. They're ridiculously cheap. I think maybe $1.99. There were other colours, but this one caught my eye. This gorgeous sort of, is it cornflower blue? And then this lilac. They're really, really easy to apply, actually. Very thick brush, which I didn't think I liked, but actually I found worked very well. They lasted pretty well. I had this blue one on for about 5 days, which is unusual for when I apply, and loads of people admired it, including all the snooty assistants in the premium shops on premium counters for makeup all said, "Oh, what's your nail colour?" This was the Rita Ora range from Rimmel London, and great fun. I'm really enjoying them. Still enjoying the MAC Zac Posen picks that I reviewed quite recently. I wore these a lot straight after I got them. This palette is very, very wearable, even for a kind of classic work look. The colours aren't densely pigmented, but they're great to work with. And they work well together. It's nice having that kind of, I think it's actually a satin, but bordering on matte, to kind of balance out the slightly more satiny, obvious satiny other colours, and then this darker colour two darker colours to give a lot of balance. It's just a really well balanced palette, so I like that one a lot. And whilst I haven't worn the bright orange lipstick I rather ambitiously bought, this is the bright orange one. So I brought the wrong one. This is the one I haven't been wearing. You may recall I've got a very kind of light pink shimmery colour, which I've been wearing a lot. And the other lip colour that I've pulled out as we've gone to slightly warmer spring-like weather, This old fave from last year, again, Tom Ford's Rose Soleil, was limited edition. I hope they bring it back because I have high hopes that I might actually finish up this lipstick, which will be pretty much first for me. I never get through them. The other eye palette that makes a regular appearance in the spring for me, and this year no difference, it's the Delicatesse Tease, which I think was an Asia limited edition, and I imported it from America. But I really love these colours, especially in spring. Again, real nice balance for me. I love that white in the inner corner, which is a bit discoloured and I have to brighten up. A really nice kind of gentle plum for definition. My favourite peach, I love peach eyeshadows. And then this is the one that really makes this palette, this gorgeous iridescent silvery greeny blue, which just a touch in the centre of the eye gives the most gorgeous pop. Really beautiful palette. I had high hopes that one of the Teases they've released without that much fanfare recently was going to be very similar, and the general tones are, but the blue, silver blue, is not nearly as nice as this one. Two old favourites in terms of blush have come out. Again, this is another of the beautiful florals. This was from last year, the Camellia blush. I've used it a lot, and you can still see the nice flower patterns. I do believe in using my makeup, however beautiful. And this is just a nice, cool spring tone for pale skins. And the other one that's a similar tone is called Innocence, which I think may have been an autumn collection. And usually for me, I bought this one in the States, so it's not the baked formula. It's the formula they get in the States. You can see these are a bit close, in fact, although Innocence is much more pigmented. Just really like these in the spring. So they're both going well. And for perfume, I think I've talked about in Fleur de Chanel maybe last month. I managed to get this on eBay straight after having read about it. It was a very limited release a few years ago, mid-2000s. I just liked the sound of it, and I love it. Very light, summery white flowers. I can see myself wearing that throughout spring and probably into summer. So those are my favourites for April. Definite change in the weather. It'll be time to start getting out those bright pinks, those oranges and corals that I love at this time of year, especially that ribbon blush from Chanel that I bought a couple of months ago, and it just hasn't seemed right up till now. But I think that'll be getting some outings. So looking forward to finding some new favourites for next month. Until then, bye for now.